Hi, my name is Alice. I'm one of the CT1 anaesthetics ACCS trainees. And in this series, we're going to be looking at how you register and get started with LLP, setting up your curriculum, adding placements, and then a quick tour around the landing page. So when you register with the Royal College, they will automatically create an LLP login for you. They'll send an email with your college reference number as well to inform you of this. If this doesn't happen, there is an option through the LLP section of the Royal College website. You'll use the same email with which you're registered with the college, and then you'll follow the steps on the LLP to activate your account. Just a tip, they say to allow at least 4 working days from the initial email that you receive in order to be able to set up an account. So now we're going to look at how we access the LLP landing page. So you'll just do a Google search for lifelong learning, and then you'll be brought to this section. And then essentially we log in and it brings us, so this is your landing page. So to the top left, you can see there's 2 tabs. One of them is learning, which is what we're currently on, and one of them is offline. Offline is essentially a mode which allows you to fill in forms when you're offline and then save them to your device. Obviously, we're currently online, so that's not applicable. To get back to your main screen, you just click simply back on learning. And learning is where you will find all of your logbooks here, where you'll find all of your SLEs and enter new things. And then to the far right, you've got your progress wheel here. And this is essentially just where you can see what remains of your current curriculum domains to sign off. And then you can click into them easily to see which ones are completed, etc., and review your curriculum. This also just allows you to keep track of what you still need to do. To change your details, for example, your CCT, date, or your personal details, then you just click on your name in the top right-hand side. So for us, it would be East Midlands trainee. And then this takes you to a page where essentially you have all of your details added into here. You can just click edit at the bottom, upload a CV, and then here you can download your portfolio if you need to have a copy of that. And then we just scroll back up. So the next bit we need to look at is how you would add your curriculum. Automatically, it should be added to your LLP, and you should be able to get between the two. So if you click review curriculum here, so along the top, you'll see that we've got your stages, so stage 1, 2, and 3. Now, if you're an ACCS trainee, I'll just tab to my own personal one. So I've just tapped onto my own portfolio just to demonstrate the ACCS curriculum. So same thing again, we click on review curriculum. And here along the top, you can see that this has just changed to ACCS stage 1 with stages 2 and 3 on separate tabs. If your curriculum is incorrect or is not listed, or you think that the LLP has the old curriculum outcomes listed, then you can always request a curriculum change through the Royal College website. And this is just a form that you fill in online. So now we'll go back to my East Midlands account just to demonstrate the next section. So the next section we'll be looking at adding placements. So the next thing we need to talk about is adding placements. So when you come onto your landing page the first time that you log in, you'll be met with this red bar at the top here, where you can click add your current placement. And this essentially just means that your records are up to date. If you're not met with this, then you can scroll down to the bottom of your landing page where you can also do the same thing. So if we click into that, you can see that all of your rotations and placements are listed ordered by start date below. And we're going to add a placement currently. So we are in placement, we will put in a hospital, which stage we are. Your curriculum should automatically be added in. You can choose an educational supervisor here. Clinical supervisor is optional. And then we just put in a random date. And then just select whether you are or not less than full time, and then the percentage as applicable. We click save placement. and then you'll see that that placement has been added there. So the last thing to talk about in terms of learning, landing page and curriculum is to talk about just a few ACCS quirks and differences that apply if you're an ACCS trainee, mostly just as a stage one. So I'll go back to my personal portfolio here just to demonstrate that. So one of the main things that essentially relates to being an ACCS trainee is when you come to your SLEs. So say we were going to enter an SLE, which is covered in another topic, the bit that you need to be aware of is once you get to an SLE, your ACCS specific ones will be contained down here. And then just as you would with any ACCS or any other kind of SLE, you click into it as you would do. Now, the thing that I just want to point out essentially is, so obviously we put in a title here, otherwise you can't choose any key capability. For ACCS, you have your own set of key capabilities, just as you would do with your other stage 1, 2, and 3 curriculum capabilities. Now, these will all be listed here. So the ACCS specific ones are titled as such, and then the other ones are your EPA2s, or as you scroll down, just the generic capabilities here. So what we're going to do is just demonstrate a few differences. So within the ACCS curriculum, you click into it to link a capability. Now you have to scroll down and individually link the relevant capabilities. So they're split into individual learning outcomes here. As you can see, they're 01 to, for this one, 12. So you don't have to link all of them. They can be specific. And that's in comparison, if I show you to some of the stage 1 curriculums, where, for example, if we just click this one here, the key capability comes as a whole here. So it's your responsibility to scroll down to make sure that you are linking your curriculum as appropriate. And then leading on from that, when you're on ACCS stage 1, some of the outcomes can be cross-linked to outcomes that are required from you later on in your career. So an obvious and straightforward one is when you're in, for example, your ED rotation and you're doing a fascia iliaca block, that comes under a specific ACCS learning outcome 5. So you can see here, you can link that. But at the same time, you can also link it under your regional anaesthetic outcomes here, and you again would scroll down and then it's linked here separately as key capability F. So it's just making sure that you're aware of the curriculums and the slight differences and being aware that you can link them as you go throughout rather than trying to play catch up later on. Then the last thing I just want to point out for ACCS trainees is just one specific development outcome. So as you can see from the landing page, there's something called EFFEGS, and this is essentially an ED specific development plan. And what it is it's basically a multi-source feedback for consultants only. So it's a faculty educational government statement, and this is controlled by your educational supervisor, and it's for your ED rotation alone, and they will choose who they used from their consultant body to provide feedback. You have to choose your assessor and then essentially enter your educational supervisor, and then they trigger that for you. And this is just ED specific alone, as opposed to a multi-trainer report, which will be used in all of your other rotations. So that concludes the first session. So we've gone over how to register, record our curriculum and add a placement and training stage. We've had a brief tour of the landing page, and then I've just talked through some specific ACCS considerations. So if you wouldn't mind just leaving some feedback. Thank you.